Another day in paradise, this time a bit out of the office. Most of all the protocols that we see online when people they are searching for ways to mitigate or prevent or treat or whatever cancer, it is supplements and protocols, and there's a lot of them, but they all got one thing in common. It's something you can do basically just laid back in your couch, sitting doing nothing but just shoveling down supplements. As you know, if you followed my channel, if you have followed my own initiatives, I'm a great fan of protocols, so I'm not trashing it. But I do still say, as I said from the very beginning when I started this adventure, that the most important bit is your body and your mind. That's really where the battle is won. And everything else is just add-ons. It's easy add-ons because it just requires that you've got money enough to buy it, or you have enough stamina to maintain the rhythm that is required for that to be a success in terms of the times you take things and whether it's going to be on an empty stomach or not. But as I say, body and mind is the most important bits. And so the way I do it is every second day I go running. And today is that every second day. I don't run fast in general. Well, I never does really, because I'm getting too old to run fast. But I'm getting slowly back to enjoying running the way I did when I was a teenager, and that is a joy. It's been hard work to get there. The past year I have thrown away about 15 kilos of body weight, 16 kilos. I'm steady now at 86, 87 kilos, which is a joy. It's so much more fun to run if you don't have 100 plus kilos on your knees. So the rhythm is keep running. And as I say on the running channels, if you want to make sure you don't get too many injuries, make sure you run at a base level, that you don't get your heart rate up too high above level 2, and then just keep on at it. I've got days where I really hate it, days where I really don't want to get out there. In these days in particular, because I'm taking melatonin, and melatonin makes me want to sleep a lot. I'm not that high on the level right now, I'm only at 30 milligrams a day, but since I've just started, it is really something that hurts me a bit. But it's a lovely little circle that I'm doing, and I like it. And it also means that I don't have to watch my time on my watch, my Garmin all the time, because it's not about being fast. It's not about making good time. It's about doing it, get the heart rate up, and as they say, HIIT training, high intensity interval training is really good to minimize the risk of metastases if you got cancer, because the fast flow of the blood just makes it impossible for the cancer to consolidate itself. So it's another good reason to get out there doing it. Anyway, every second day this is what I do, and then every 4 months I go running with my friends down in Pattaya. We do something called the monkey hash, typically about 15 to 20 k's. Love it too. Well, that gives me an objective that is a little bit more tangible than just health. It ain't just, but I think you know what I mean. Every other day I don't do much, but I do try to get a little bit of muscle training in, because that was another reason why I wanted to postpone ADT. The idea of cutting away testosterone and ending up like a stick, I didn't like that. So I wanted it to build a bit of muscle before that I hit the ADT, if it should be relevant. And I'm doing a bit of that. Primarily, I'm doing the plank though, in a nice little competition with my son, to see who can do a total of most minutes in the plank over the course of 12 months until he comes back to Thailand to visit me. Very interesting. Never ever liked it. Don't particularly like it now, but I'm getting used to it. And I'm capable of doing about 3-4 minutes, which ain't all that bad. So, exercise, yes, definitely, and always. And on that note, everybody are talking about how exercise is important and imperative for your health. But yet, like I started out saying, if you're looking for cures or things to ease your life a little bit in terms of cancer, it's all protocols that you can put in your mouth or put on your skin or whatnot. And I don't really see anybody saying anything about exercise. And I understand a lot of the people who gets cancer how already got issues with their health, and some of them might not just be a matter of diet but lack of exercise, and then all of a sudden going out there running every second day might not be an option. So I fully understand that. It's much easier just to rely on what you can buy for your hard-earned money, a bit of supplements here and there. But I'd like to test to what extent it actually helps. So I've planned this very route I'm running today is 5.4 kilometers. There's about 130, 160, can't remember exactly, altitude meters within that 5.3 kilometers. And when I take my next PSA on the 20th of June, I have a baseline, and the 21st I'll start a work day of jogging or walking or running, maybe even this particular route. And I'll do that as a work day, as I said, because I'll do it for 8 hours straight. And I'll do that for 5 days in a row. And then after that, next following morning, I'll do another PSA. Now, obviously, there's a clause in this one here. If my treatment should show so efficient that my PSA has dropped below 20, I don't think I want to do it. Or if I do, I'll just do it as a challenge, which might very well be actually, because I'm getting a little bit bored sometimes. But in terms of the PSA, it has to have a certain level. So I don't think if I manage to bring my PSA down to below 20, that it has much value for me to do the walking, because in that one, if I've dropped from 82 to 20, say, that is 62 in just 4 weeks. And if I'm then spending 1 week doing my little challenge here, I had a drop at 15, 16 points a week, meaning if I drop another 15, 16 on that, then it's just progressing as I've already had on my other protocol, and the walking won't really show much. So for the walking to have relevance in terms of PSA, I have to have a drop that is significantly lower. Like for instance, if it goes below, I'll go down to about 50. I'll still do it, and I'll still measure with the PSA. Everything above 50. Below 50, I'm jump of joy, so I don't really need to celebrate it with something else. But I also think the value of testing it that way won't really be there. But a good challenge it is, and I'd like to try and do it. It could be great fun, and it's not unhealthy to do exercise, so let's just promote it a bit. Anyway, let me get jogging here again instead of getting cold.